Hey. Creativelylisamarie back again with another YouTube collab loop group video. That's creativelylisamarie here on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook. So as you may see, this video is airing on Wednesday, 9/11 in the year 2024. When I saw that our loop group video for this week would be dropping on this date, I actually put a poll up in the group to see if folks wanted to post a video on this date. The overall general consensus of the vote was yes to post videos on this date. And I've mentioned this in my YouTube weekly lives, that I actually voted no because 9/11 is a hard day for me. And but since I was outvoted, and since I'm pretty much the one managing the YouTube collab loop groups, some folks were like, oh, you could just not participate, but it has my name on it. They're my groups. This is my thing that I do. So I felt weird not participating. So I kind of tried to do a spin on it because I was trying to think of a theme of what to do on the date of 9/11, and the best thing I could come up with was awareness, because I think there should be a lot more awareness in the world overall, in general, in many different aspects of our lives. And different people are gonna perceive that, interpret that in different ways, which is the concept of the YouTube loop groups, is that we create something based on a theme, and it's all based on our own perception of what that theme is to us, or what we want to create based on that theme. So I felt like awareness was encapsulating and broad enough that folks could, approach this theme in many different ways for whatever matters to them. I had a really tough time trying to figure out what I was going to do, because tomorrow is a sombering day. I am doing a YouTube weekly live tomorrow evening, only to help get my mind off of what's going on, and actually the awareness cause that I'm going to refer to is partly why. A lot of what I do here in the community is to help my mental health. I talk about my mental health a lot. I have crippling and debilitating anxiety. I use this name tag at the beginning of my YouTube weekly lives. I just like folks to be aware that if they're on my lives, that the person they are addressing and speaking to does have crippling and debilitating anxiety. It's not everything of who I am, but it is a huge part of my life, and it is very limiting in my life and a lot of others around the world. And we are in a mental health crisis, and we have been for a very, very long time. And there are a lot of issues happening in the world more and more, stemming from the fact that mental health awareness is going unhinged, unnoticed, and it's not being dealt with in ways that are actually being conducive to making things better. I mean, they might be in parts of the world, but overall, I think there's a lot more that can be done. Not that a lot of us can help to bridge the gap with that, but in my small, little, tiny part of the world, I thought that since I talk about my mental health all the time and my anxiety, and I always mention about I took my anxiety meds before my live and, stuff like that. So, and then I always have this like branded name tag for myself because this is a huge part of my life. I have done multiple YouTube weekly lives and YouTube videos where I was fighting off a panic attack, and you can actually hear me fighting it in the actual video. So people can actually see how hard it can really be to live this way. And I had so many different ideas of what I was going to do. I couldn't figure it out. And then I narrowed it down and finally decided to at least do one daily page on 9/11, which is labeled as Patriot Day. And I'm going to do multiple daily pages. I was trying to figure out what to do, when I figured out the mental health, I remembered that Emily from Growing Modestly had released these mental and emotional health quotes. So I was like, oh, I'll just use those. And then I went through the rest of her collection, and these kind of match. And I don't know, I mean, I don't have to use the florals, but for some reason to me this signifies like growth and hope, and because of blooming, and even though it's not bright and sunny in the fall, and what you would picture as like a place where you can grow easily because the sun's always shining, like in the spring or summer. It's a reminder that we can still grow through any season, I guess is kind of what I was thinking. So like I said, I had a real debate with myself about what I was going to do, and I knew I was going to do this video, but I didn't know what I was going to talk about or how I was going to approach it. And because I didn't want to get super emotional, and I don't want to be super triggered for myself for this. So having said that, segue, if you are actually watching this, if you're listening to my intro and actually listening to what I'm saying here, if you want, let me know in the comments if you all would be interested in seeing more or different kinds of awareness type themes for 2025 YouTube loop videos. I know that can be triggering for some people, especially depending on what the type of awareness is. So I have no idea how people feel about that. So if you are, like I said, actually watching the video and listening to what I'm saying here, and you want to let me know in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram too, by the way. You can always reach out to me directly at any time. I also pulled... I was thinking about love, so I pulled these hearts. I was thinking about doing it one daily page where it just had hearts on it. There's not that many hearts. I think it's only that. Oh yeah, it's only these 2 pages. But yeah, I was thinking about possibly doing... Why are you like that? Doing one page with a bunch of hearts, but I feel like I have enough here. So I'm trying to... Life is tough and it's okay if you always aren't. You don't have to struggle in silence. Kindness matters. Don't give up. Be kind to your mind. Okay, I feel like you don't have to struggle in silence. Maybe I'll do like 2 on here, because they're not like super big or anything. I wasn't sure how how I was gonna go about this or anything like that, so I didn't like super like plan this out or whatever. And I don't know. My brain's kind of fried anyway, y'all. I'm I'm being pulled in so many directions, and I got so much stuff going on, and believe me, I'm not complaining or anything. And this is definitely one day of the year where I try not to complain about anything or whatever. I try not to think about it too much because I don't know if you all remember where you were and when that happened, but see, this is what I was worried about. I was like, if I talk about it, I'm gonna start crying and get upset. I mean, I still remember so much. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not saying that or anything. Like, I thought about just focusing on, like, doing something about, like, you know, love, and I was gonna do, like, different spreads for different awareness. I was thinking about doing, like, multiple pages with different spreads of different awareness. But at the same time, with my mental health, I didn't want to overwhelm myself, and I knew this wasn't going to be an easy video anyway. Ow. I've been in pain too, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Like I said, I didn't know what I was going to say. I'm not like, this isn't something I was like, had a big speech prepared for or something. Like, I guess in my mind, the awareness to me is I wish and hope that we could spread more love and goodwill and all that kind of stuff, but I have a problem. Well, I don't know if it's a problem, but I'm also severely realistic about things, and I don't like acting like everything's okay all the time when it's not. Life is tough, and it's okay if you always aren't. So I'm not into the, I guess as they call it, toxic positivity and all that. Like, I think we should address that life is hard, and why am I trying to make this perfect? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, usually in my videos I try to be like upbeat and stuff, and like, I don't know. I don't want to say hopeful, because I mean, I'm usually a hopeful person, but also, like I said, I'm very realistic. I did finish watching the presidential debate also before I'm filming this. I'm filming this late Tuesday evening after the presidential debate, so I don't know that how I feel hopeful. Like, not, I want to be hopeful, but I don't know. I don't know, folks. Yeah, so I guess one of my hopes and wishes is that we have more kindness and love for each other. Like awareness of how hard life is, and I don't know. My brain is just not, I can't, like I said, I didn't know how I was gonna, my hands are killing me, y'all. I'm trying, but I'm like really on the struggle bus right now. I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm not complaining, because I know what tomorrow is, but I'm just being realistic about this video is not going to be like my finest hour kind of thing. Not that I need it or want it to be, but... And I believe today, the 10th, is actually... I know I started with Wednesday. I usually do that for some reason because our videos drop on Wednesdays, but today is... And I believe it's purple and teal, which I don't have those exact colors here, but today is National Suicide Prevention Day, I believe. I don't know if that's the exact term, but it's in reference to preventing suicide. So kindness matters, so learn to be kind to you, which definitely makes sense for that. And mental and emotional health matter. Learning to love myself. So maybe instead of a to-do list, this is today's date, I could make a list of why I love myself. So maybe these daily pages are going to be more like self-care daily pages. Do something a little different. So like on this one, oh, I wish she had more. Oh, you know what? Well, I have other days to do, but I feel like this is really fitting for today and what it represents, like I mentioned. So maybe learning to say no to things and people who aren't healthy for me. So again, we could do a list. Inhaling self-love, exhaling self-hate. So not feeling guilty for boundaries, which is also a huge part of mental health, because I mean, not only folks not having the right, help they need with what they need help with, because sometimes they don't even know what's going on, but learning to listen to yourself and your gut and your intuition. And if you feel like someone's not treating you well, I mean, that's how you feel, right? Like, it shouldn't have to be something that's like discussed or like questioned as if you don't know your own mind or know yourself. Okay, so that's Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday. I'll put this other one here. And then I'll do one more for Friday. So these are good for throughout the week, because usually the week is the hardest to get through, right? This one says, I am enough. Oh, also let me explain real quick that, let me make sure I'm still filming, actually. Yeah, okay. The YouTube collab loop group, I feel like most people watching might not be new to it, but just in case you are, basically how it works is if you start with my video, in a perfect world, you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, like this video, watch it from start to finish, comment at least once, if not multiple times. And then go to the description of my video and click on the link for the next Loop Group members video. I don't mention names typically because sometimes stuff happens and it happens the day of, so the person I might mention might not be the person that's actually in my description. So to alleviate any confusion, it's easier to just say, hey, for Loop Group videos, just go to the description for the next video to be on the safe side. And in a perfect world, you would do the same things for the next Loop members video, subscribe to their channel, like their video, watch it start to finish, comment, and then continue on the loop. And if you start with my video, once you've circled back to my video, that means you've completed the loop. And we appreciate you very much. We appreciate any and all support. Support, love, kindness, acceptance, all the things, right? That's what I think a lot of us hope for, you know, in life. I've walked a very lonely path in life. My family has a lot of mental health issues, and for my own mental health, unfortunately, it's easier to avoid being involved. I'm trying not to let others, you know, take me down, essentially. Which I've been working on boundaries very, very hard for the past year and a half, almost 2 years, and that is an incredibly lonely road as well. And I guess I just have to get used to the fact that life is going to be lonely when you're looking out for yourself. And my best friend is Yoda. He is what keeps me going. So he is always my priority. So in sad times, rough times, all the times, I focus on my love for him and all the other fur babies. I have 17 goats here on the farm I live on. I love them. And 4 cats. 1 cat disappeared, unfortunately. And then I've had 1 pass away since I moved here. So that's been tough too. So I've lost some friends. I know we've all lost a lot of friends and lost a lot in our lives. And life is really tough. But even though tomorrow is a very sad day, I am very thankful to be alive. As hard as life is, I'm thankful that we are still able to be here, or that I'm able to still be here and experience life. And I do, in some capacity, this may sound silly to some folks, but I do in some capacity try to live my life to the best of my ability, such that others that can't, like living for them in a sense. Like I said, I know that sounds silly, but I think y'all know what I mean. Like, you know, living the life that they can, basically. You know what I mean? So I do think about things like that. That might not make sense to folks, but that's just the way I am. All right. So I'm just using these mental health quotes to kind of make some pages that'll... they won't necessarily turn my frown upside down, so to speak, but... I don't know. Remind me that there's still hope. Not to lose hope. That I don't have to struggle in silence, so that's why I'm talking about these things. And again, just a reminder, I did vote against posting today, so I don't know what folks are gonna say about us posting today, if that's gonna matter to anyone or not, but I mean, I don't think awareness is a bad thing though, so that's why I chose the awareness theme, because I think awareness is a good thing. So if we can help raise awareness on different issues on a day that, you know, maybe things could have been different if certain different things happened differently in our lives. I always wonder about that, you know? Stuff like that, like... I mean, I try not to wonder about it too much because I'll drive myself crazy, but... I'm just being realistic. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter what I put here, but I'm just trying to... create some spaces that kind of I don't know. I really don't know what I'm trying to say. I kind of want to just fill all that in. I know that seems really busy, but I don't care. Kind of wanted to use this whole sheet up. Trying to use up my stash. we're not here to be judged, right? This is supposed to be a safe space. And most of the time, I'm not even sharing these on social media. I'm literally just on here creating stuff. So I'm showing up. Even though, like I said, tomorrow's going to be tough, I'm still showing up. I'm actually going to move this so I have room to write. I might just keep that one simple. This one matches. I didn't want to ask any details for tomorrow or about tomorrow's date. If anybody wants to share anything in the comments, you can feel free. I don't want anybody to feel like that they can't talk about stuff. Or if you even want to reach out to me on Instagram, feel free to do so. Try to help as many people as I can. As often as I can. Just realized that one's hanging off a little bit. I was gonna cut it, but I can just move this a little. Move it so it's not hanging off. Oh, and unfortunately, Emily's small shop is closed down, so these stickers aren't available anymore, unfortunately. I liked it by itself, but that's really pretty. Like I said, I just want to use like a bunch of these. I could put them on the additional pages here, but it's weird, like some of the colors don't even like match at all. And I don't think I'm gonna share anything on social media for this anyway, because I'm not in the headspace for that. There's that empty page. So 2 empty pages. So that's good. Using up my stash like I've been wanting to do. I mean, I might share one of these pages in reference to like mental health and stuff like that, but not in reference. I don't think I'm gonna mention, you know, tomorrow's date kind of thing. That actually works out. That kind of matches this one. Oh. I think I can do that. And my videos lately have been longer, but like I said, I wasn't sure about this in the first place, but I did want to use these stickers to promote mental health awareness, which I think should be promoted every day of the year, 24/7. So if you did, like I said, well, if you were around earlier in the video and I don't know, Some people fast forward to the end, so if you're at the end and you didn't watch the whole video, but if you wanted to go back, I did ask a relevant question in reference to 2025 loop videos. So if you want to answer in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram, feel free to do so. So I got learning to love myself, so I can make a list about loving myself here, which is actually today's date. Mental and emotional health matter. Kindness matters, so learn to be kind to you. For 9/11, I did a lot of flowers to like represent like growth and life. Life is tough and it's okay if you always aren't. You don't have to struggle in silence. I think that's pretty fitting. Oh, so I feel like this would be a good page to fill out gratitude in reference to what tomorrow's date is. And then here we got inhaling self-love, exhaling self-hate, learning to say no to things and people who aren't healthy for me. You will smile again, don't give up. So maybe this could be about boundaries and like what I'm doing to help focus on my mental health awareness amidst the scrutiny. And I mean, y'all should see some of the hate I get and how much I'm scrutinized. You'd think I was famous. I should be famous for how much I get scrutinized. I mean, on Instagram I have 3,600 followers, but I get scrutinized like I have 30,000 followers. It's crazy. I'm not even like, I'm like a little blip in the social media world, and I deal with a lot of bad stuff coming at me. Anyway, so the boundaries, reinforcing, reminding, that might be a good thing. And then last but not least, your mind is a priority. I am enough. Be kind to your mind. So maybe like a self-love list to wrap up the week. And even though there's times here I could still use this as a list on all the pages. So if you were here with me, thank you so much for spending time with me. And if you're going through a hard time, anytime, for anything, you can always reach out to me. creativelylisamarie on Instagram or Facebook. I mean, I'm always around to try and help as much as I can. I actually have phone calls with friends because I've noticed talking on the phone makes a big difference. And I do try to say kind words to people and uplift them, and positivity and support and all the things. I don't typically get it back as much twofold as I give out, but I mean, I can't be anything but me. So part of the mental health awareness, I feel like, is that we should celebrate who we are. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful that I'm still here. And I'm thankful for my best friend, Yoda. And I feel really sorry for the folks that aren't with us any longer in all the different capacities. And I don't know, the older you get, I'm 44 now, and it's just crazy, like seeing how much loss there is and how much the world changes. And I was just telling some friends in a group chat earlier that the world is a scary place. It always has been and it always will be. And if anybody ever needs anything, I'm always here to help, and I'm always here to talk or listen or whatever. Because as scary as it is, the more we can come together and bridge that gap, especially for the lack of attention to mental health awareness in our country and all over the world. It sounds silly, but we should just all join together and support and love each other. And I think we should say a prayer and think about those we've lost for all the time that we've been here. And be thankful that we're here. And I hope you can get through tomorrow. And, okay. All right. Thank you again for being here, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Be safe and lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye.